Welcome to the Parkrun Brief, the weekly parkrun training podcast where I break down what we've published this week on parkruntraining.co.nz and turn it into practical coaching advice you can use this Saturday. Now, I'm a little bit late this week, but anyway, I'm Coach Ray. I am a running coach who specialises in coaching beginner and recreational athletes to achieve their sporting as well as their health and fitness goals. Let's have a look at the Sunday reset. Why recovery starts today, your guide to smarter training weeks. And it's easy to think about recovery as what you do after training. A stretch here, a rest day there, maybe an early night if you're lucky. But runners who improve fastest and stay the healthiest longest understand something important. And that's recovery isn't the opposite of training. It's actually part of training. It doesn't start on a Monday when your legs finally feel better. Recovery starts today. Sunday is the most underrated performance day of the week. Not because you're chasing pace, but because of what you do today determines how well you can train tomorrow. Here's how to use Sunday or any day of the week to build smarter training days without needing to do more work. The goal of recovery isn't rest, it's readiness. Rest is passive, recovery is purposeful. The aim isn't just to take it easy, the aim is to show up at your next session with fresher legs, better movement, better energy, better focus. That's what creates consistent training, and consistency is what creates breakthroughs. Sunday reset, ask, do I feel ready for Monday? If not, today is your chance to change that. A smarter week starts with how you feel today. Your week isn't just a schedule, it's a stress budget. If yesterday's park run, or a long run, or whatever you've done the day before, drained you more than expected, then launching into a big week without adjustment usually leads to one of two outcomes. You grind through your sessions half recovered. You break down midweek, physically or mentally. Those are the two things that are likely to happen. The smartest athletes don't force the plan, they match the plan to their current readiness. Your Sunday reset, rate your energy out of 10. If it's 6 or below, plan for extra ease early into the week. 3. Easy running must actually be easy. One of the most common mistakes is turning every run into a moderate run. Not slow enough to recover, not hard enough to improve. Just constant effort. That middle zone builds fatigue faster than it builds fitness. A smarter tweak is to keep your easy runs genuinely easy. Comfortable breathing, light legs, relaxed pace. That works because easy running supports recovery whilst building endurance. Number 4, recovery is still your practice. Some runners recover naturally. Most need structure. Recovery habits that actually move the needle include consistent sleep times, regular hydration, post-run nutrition that isn't delayed, mobility work that targets problem areas, and planned downshifts after hard sessions. It isn't about being perfect, it's about being deliberate. Your Sunday reset, choose one recovery habit to level up this week. Sleep, hydration, or mobility. The best training weeks have built-in breathing space. Smart training isn't about more, it's about spacing. If your week has too many stress points stacked together, your performance doesn't rise, it flattens. A smarter structure usually includes hard days separated by easy days. At least one genuinely low load day. Realistic total workload for your life schedule. You don't need to train less forever. You just need to train smart enough to keep training. Your Sunday reset, look at your week and make sure you're not asking for 3 big days in a row. Number 6, recovery creates your Saturday performance. If you want a better park run, the answer is really smash yourself all week. It's usually recover better, arrive fresher, execute smarter, repeat consistently. The runners who PB most often aren't the ones who train hardest every day. They're the ones who train well and recover well. Sunday is where this starts. Your Sunday reset plan is simple and effective. If you want a smarter training week, here's your checklist for today. Move gently, walk or a short easy jog. Hydrate intentionally. 10 minutes of mobility, calves, hips, glutes. Eat like an athlete. Don't skip protein or carbs. Early night if you can, and choose one key focus for the week. That's it. It's not heroic, it's not complicated, just smart. Smarter training is sustainable training. You don't need to earn a recovery day. You don't need to justify an easy day. You don't need to suffer to improve. You need consistency, and consistency requires recovery. So if you take one thing from this Sunday reset, let it be this. Your best week of training doesn't start with motivation. It starts with recovery, and it starts today. Jumping back the day before to the Saturday spark. The midweek mistake slowing your Saturday down. If your parkrun feels harder than it should, if your legs feel flat, heavy or sluggish on Saturday morning, and you're thinking, why didn't my fitness show up today? There's a good chance it wasn't your training plan. It was one simple midweek mistake. You made your easy runs too hard. Not hard like intervals, just hard enough to quietly drain you. And that's the trap. The grey zone problem. Most park runners don't train too little, they train at the wrong pace. They turn up to Wednesday's steady run into a tempo run. They keep Thursday a little too quick. They add extra effort because they feel good. It's not a sprint, but it's not recovery either. That pace lives in the grey zone. Too fast to recover, too slow to truly improve your speed. And the cost shows up on Saturday. What it looks like in real life. Here's how the midweek mistake usually shows up. Your easy run leaves you slightly breathless. You feel like you have to prove you trained. You finish thinking, that was a decent workout. You start needing extra days off due to niggles. Your quality sessions feel harder than they should. If your easy run feels like something you have to complete, it's not easy enough. Why it slows you down at parkrun. Parkrun is a short, sharp effort. To run well on Saturday, you need fresh legs, a responsive nervous system, the ability to surge, settle and finish strong, and energy for the final kilometre. Midweek fatigue steals your sharpness. You might still run okay. You might still struggle to access your real potential. You'll feel like you've pushed hard for an average result. The fix: make easy runs truly easy. The solution isn't glamorous, but it works fast. Here's a new easy run rule. If you can't comfortably talk in full sentences, you're going too fast. Easy means you finish feeling better than you started. Breathing stays controlled. Your legs feel loose, not cooked. You're ready to train again tomorrow. Easy runs aren't about proving fitness. They're about protecting your Saturday speed. The Saturday Spark takeaway: if you want to feel better at parkrun, shift one habit midweek. Keep your easy runs easy. Save your effort for quality sessions, or arrive at Saturday sharp, not tired. Don't train hard all week and hope Saturday feels good. Train smart all week and let Saturday fly. For the Friday fast track, had a great session, 7 by 90 second VO₂ Max run. Short, sharp VO₂ Max efforts like this one are all about lifting your ceiling. This Friday fast track session delivers repeated bouts of hard running with equal recovery, helping you train fast with control and recover quickly. A perfect combination for park runners who want to feel more responsive when the pace lifts. Start with a warm-up of 10 minutes at level 2, easy, relaxed running. The main set is made up of 7 by 90 seconds at level 5, VO₂ Max effort, with 90 seconds at level 1 to 2, recovery jog between reps, or after each rep. Cool down 10 minutes at level 2, and then post-run 10 minutes of gentle stretching. Why this works for parkrun? VO₂ Max sessions improve your ability to sustain high-intensity efforts and recover between them. While parkrun isn't run at VO₂ Max throughout, raising this ceiling is a powerful downstream effect on your 5K performance. This workout helps you increase your aerobic power, improve speed endurance, respond more confidently to surges, recover faster after hard efforts, and make race pace feel more controlled. The equal work to rest ratio keeps the session honest while allowing you to maintain quality across all 7 reps. How it should feel. Hard from the first few reps, but repeatable. Breathing is deep and demanding. You can't speak more than a word or two. You finish each rep knowing you can start the next. If your pace drops dramatically in the final reps, the early efforts were likely too aggressive. My coach's tip, focus on rhythm and posture rather than speed alone. Stay tall, keep your cadence quick, and let the pace come from good mechanics. Think of these reps as practicing the moments when you commit, closing a gap, cresting a hill, or pressing late in a parkrun. If you want to finish your next parkrun feeling stronger and more in control, grab my free guide, Stronger for Parkrun, a quick routine to finish your 5K better. It's a simple, effective strength session you can add after any run, including the Friday fast track workout. The link is down in the description. The final kilometre at parkrun, how to pace the part that makes or breaks your 5 kilometre. Most runners don't lose time at parkrun because they aren't fit enough. They lose time because they reach the final kilometre with nothing left to use. And that's not a toughness problem, it's a pacing problem. The last kilometre of parkrun is where your result is locked in. It's where minutes can be won, but seconds absolutely can. And when you learn how to pace for a strong finish, your parkruns stop feeling like survival and start feeling like performances. This 5th article is all about that final stretch, how to run it well, how to prepare for it, and how to stop falling apart right when it matters most. This is the 5th article in a series. The pacing series so far includes the following titles: Mastering Your Pacing for Parkrun, a coach's guide to running your best 5K. Parkrun Pacing, why patience beats bravery over 5 kilometres. Parkrun Pacing and Progress, how consistent training unlocks your next 5K PB. And Parkrun Pacing Under Pressure, how to run your best 5K when conditions aren't perfect. You can find those 4 articles in previous podcasts, or you can find the link in this article and the link in the description. So the 5th article builds on all of them with one big focus: how to pace the last kilometre so you finish faster, stronger, and with more confidence. Why the last kilometre feels so brutal. Let's be honest, the final kilometre of a 5K hurts. But then your breathing is high, your legs feel heavy, and your brain starts bargaining. Just hang on. Don't get past. I'll push in a minute. But what most runners experience in that moment isn't actually running out of fitness. It's running out of usable energy because they spent too much early. A strong final kilometre is really about a sudden late burst. It's almost always the reward for controlled pacing earlier in the run. The true goal, arrive at 4 kilometre mark with options. Here's a pacing target that matters more than your split times. Hit the 4K mark feeling challenged, but still capable of lifting effort. Not comfortable, not fresh, but not destroyed. Because once you reach 4 kilometres with options, you can respond to other runners. Hold your form under fatigue. Squeeze time out of that final 800 to 1,000 metres. Finish proud rather than relieved. If you reach 4 kilometres already at your limit, there's no tactical play left. It becomes damage control. The most common 5K finishing mistake is leaving the finish too late. Many runners tell themselves, I'll kick at the end. But the end is often too short to matter. If you wait until the last 200 metres to lift your effort, you've left too much time on the table. The last kilometre isn't one moment, it's a sequence. 4.0 to 4.3 kilometres, build your focus. From 4.3 to 4.7, increase pressure. And then the final 300 metres through to 5K, commit fully. A great finish is gradual escalation, not a single sprint. The 3-part finish plan that works on any course. Here's a simple way to pace the last kilometre. Whether you're on a flat course, a hilly course, or battling wind, Part 1, that lock-in phase, 4.0 to 4.3. This is where you stop negotiating. You don't surge yet, you stabilize. Smooth breathing rhythm. Tool posture. Arms active and relaxed. No unnecessary passing efforts. Your job is to hold steady effort and prepare to press. Part 2, the pressure build phase, from 4.3 kilometres through to 4.7 kilometres. Now you increase your effort slightly, not wildly, just enough that you know you've lifted. A good cue here is make the discomfort productive. You're not trying to sprint, you're trying to increase speed without breaking form. And then part 3, the commit phase, the last 300 metres. Now you empty the tank. This is where you allow the breathing to spike, you allow the burn, and stop caring what your watch says. You don't need to be graceful here, you need to be committed. How to use other runners to finish faster. One of the best tools in the final kilometre is external focus. Pick someone 5 to 15 metres ahead. Move at a slightly faster rhythm than you. Then turn that final kilometre into a task. Close the gap gradually. Pass with confidence, and then hold your place once you pass. You don't need to race everyone, just one person at a time. This makes the last kilometre feel manageable and keeps your mind from drifting into survival mode. The watch trap. Why your watch can ruin the finish. The final kilometre is the worst time to obsess over pace. If you're staring at your watch at 4.2 kilometres thinking, I'm behind, I've blown it, you'll often surge emotionally, you'll tighten your form, you'll burn energy inefficiently, and you'll slow down anyway. A better way to use your watch late is very simple. Check it once at the 4 kilometre mark, then run by effort. Your body is your best pacing tool in the final kilometres, not the screen. What your finish tells you about your pacing. Your final kilometre is feedback. If you finish strongly, it often means you controlled the early pace. You stayed calm through the middle. You managed effort well under pressure. If you fade badly, it often means you went too hard early. You chased other runners. You tried to bank time. This is why improving pacing is the fastest way to improve performance, even before adding extra training. The bigger picture, finish strong now, improve faster later. This series isn't just about racing parkrun better, it's about becoming a runner who uses fitness well, executes calmly, and performs consistently. And consistency is where real improvement comes from. It's exactly why the parkrun PB calculator exists. Not to tell you what to do this Saturday, but to show you what might be possible if you train consistently over the next few weeks. Use the free parkrun PB calculator by clicking the link down in the description. It's a powerful mindset shift. Stop judging yourself by one finish. Start building towards what's possible. Your challenge for this Saturday, try this simple finish-focused goal. At 4 kilometres, decide that you're going to finish strongly, no matter what the clock says. Then apply that 3-part finish. Lock in at 4 kilometres. Build pressure from 4.3 and then commit from 4.7 kilometres. Even if you don't PB, you'll run a better race. And better races, repeated over time, create better results. Final thought, the last kilometre doesn't get easier, but you can get better at it. When you pace well, you arrive at the final kilometre with choices. When you train consistently, you earn the fitness to turn those choices into speed. And if you want a motivating glimpse at what you might be capable of in the coming weeks, start with the parkrun PB calculator, because the best parkruns aren't the ones where you survive. They're the ones where you finish like you mean it. The link for that parkrun PB calculator is down in the description. Parkrun power tip: accept off days. They happen. Don't dwell on them. Why this tip matters: not every parkrun will feel great, and that's normal. Even with consistent training, good sleep, and smart preparation, some Saturdays just don't click. Legs feel heavy, pace feels harder than usual, and the run doesn't match your expectations. The mistake isn't having an off day, the mistake is dwelling on it. Learn to accept off days quickly is a powerful mental skill that keeps you confident, keeps your confidence, motivation, and long-term progress intact. Off days are part of running. Every runner, beginners and experienced athletes alike, have off days. They can be influenced by accumulated fatigue, poor sleep or stress, nutrition or hydration, weather or course conditions, or just life outside of running. An off day isn't a verdict on your fitness, it's just a snapshot in time. What to do during an off day park run? When you realise it's not your day, adjust your expectations early. Focus on effort, not pace. Keep form relaxed and controlled, and finish the run with intention. Salvaging the session by staying composed is far more valuable than forcing your pace your body doesn't have. Don't let one run define the bigger picture. One slow or uncomfortable park run doesn't erase weeks of good training. Instead of asking what went wrong, try asking yourself, what can I learn from today? Did I still show up and finish? How does this fit into the bigger training picture? Progress is built across many runs, not judged by a single one. Why letting go makes you stronger. Accepting off days protects confidence, prevents emotional burnout, reduces pressure around performance, encourages consistency, and keeps running enjoyable. Runners who bounce back quickly improve faster than those who dwell on disappointment. The final takeaway, off days happen. They don't mean you're failing, they mean you're human. Acknowledge the run, take the lesson if there's one, and then move on. Parkrun is about showing up week after week, not being perfect every Saturday. In last week's Parkrun Progress Report, how to PB a hilly parkrun course, Jess Bray's Dunedin breakdown. So this is part 2 in the series. In part 1 of this Dunedin Parkrun Progress Report series, we analysed Jess Bray's run from 5th of April 2025 and saw a classic story, a fast opening on the flat followed by a big pacing cost once the course turned into the hilly through the middle kilometres. This week, in part 2, we're looking at Jess's second run on the same Dunedin parkrun course, recorded on 24th of May 2025, and this time she produced her course PB. There's no heart rate data available for this run, but the combination of her splits, her normalised power, and her warm-up execution makes this one of her clearest examples of how to run a hilly parkrun course well. The biggest change, Jess was ready to race from the start. Before we even get into the splits, we need to talk about what happened before the start line. Jess completed a proper warm-up, including 10 minutes at level 2, 3 by 60 seconds at level 4, with 30-second rest interval at level 2 between efforts. That warm-up is gold. It primes the body to perform by raising oxygen delivery early, activating the neuromuscular system, getting the legs online before the gun goes. The result, Jess didn't need the first 2 kilometres to warm into the run. She was ready from her first step. Just looking at her splits and normalised power. First kilometre she ran 3:42 at 295 watts. The second kilometre 4:04 at 284 watts. The third kilometre in the starting getting in the hills 4:32 and 293 watts. Fourth kilometre 4:28, 289 watts, and the final kilometre 4:02 at 271 watts. This pacing pattern is a great example of effort-based execution on a hilly course. Why was this course a PB, even with slower middle splits? At first glance, some runners might look at the third and fourth kilometres and think, those splits are slower. That must be where the run fell apart. But that's exactly the mistake many park runners make. On a hilly course, pace naturally slows, and the goal is not to hold pace, but to hold effort. That's why Jess's normalised power numbers are so revealing. The key insight, in the hill-heavy middle section, The third kilometre at 293 watts and the fourth kilometre at 289 watts. These are massive outputs and they're very close to her opening kilometre power. Jess didn't survive the hills, she attacked them. This is a major contrast to the earlier run we analysed in part 1. The real win, power stayed high when the course demanded it. The best way to run Dunedin parkrun is to understand this. You don't PB the course by banking time on the flat, you PB it by keeping effort high through the hills. Jess's data shows a runner who accepted that pace would slow uphill, kept the engine working hard anyway, and maintained output through the decisive kilometres. That's what wins time on this course. What about the final kilometre? Jess closed with the fifth kilometre at 4:02, 271 watts. The pace rebounds strongly, but the normalised power drops. This is completely normal and expected. By the final kilometre, the legs are naturally fatigued with high power output in kilometres 3 through to 4. The terrain can be slightly more favourable and speed can return even as the power falls. The important point is this: Jess earned her PB in the hills. The final kilometre was the reward for getting the hard part right. The coaching lesson, don't chase pace, chase execution. Part 2 is a perfect example of intelligent parkrun strategy. Warm up properly so you're ready from the gun. Accept the hills will slow your pace. Keep your effort high through kilometres 3 to 4. Finish strong when the course allows it. It's not about suffering more, it's about being prepared and then applying effort at the right time. Extra training win, cool down and weekly volume. After the run, Jess completed an extended cool down. While this doesn't change what happened during the event, it does matter for overall development. It supports aerobic conditioning, adds quality volume to the weekly plan, improves recovery and adaptation. And this is exactly what smart training looks like across the week. Part 1 versus Part 2 summary. If you want a single lesson from the two-part series, it's this. Same course, same athlete, different execution, big difference in outcome. Part 1 showed what happened when the flat start is pushed too hard and the hills take the time back. Part 2 shows what happens when the warm-up is nailed and the hills are approached with controlled aggression. That's how course PBs happen. Want help improving your own parkrun? If you want to pace smarter, train consistently and perform better at parkruns week after week, I can help. Join Parkrun Kickstart, a 4-part plan to improve pacing confidence, execution and performance. The link is down the description. And if you'd like to apply for your own parkrun progress report, get a personalised breakdown of your parkrun data and training insights, there's a link in the description as well. Ka kite anō, and all the best for your next parkrun.